Hey everybody, John, Tech Geek Tesla. I'm really excited to share with you a brand new display for my Model 3. This display can be installed in a Model 3 or Model Y, and it allows passengers in the back seat to control the temperature. They can control the air conditioning, they control the heated seats, but most importantly, they can listen to their own music over Bluetooth. They can watch Netflix videos, they can watch YouTube videos, and all sorts of things, even play games in the back of the car during road trips. This is going to be really nice for my upcoming trip to northern Michigan. This is a 7-inch screen. I'm going to open up this box and install it from start to finish. I've never done this before, so you get to go through it with me here, and hopefully it's going to be a great addition. I know my daughters are going to love it, especially for long road trips. For the unboxing, there's a little magnet here, and this side flap opens up. You can see it says here Tesla 3 and Y. Open it up. Before we open it up though, let's take a look on the side. You can see all the features here: air conditioner control, seat heating, music, video, mobile internet, Android system, touchscreen, and Wi-Fi. And then on the other side, you get a little picture here, all of that, and then here another display of what you get here in the box. Here's the user manual. Pull out the unit itself, and then we have inside of the box the lever you can use to take apart the section of the car to install the cables. So here we have a connector. These wires are in here pretty tightly. It's good. Here's the display itself. Okay, first things first, I really like how it has this styrofoam. It's going to protect for the air coming through. Looks like one of those connectors is going to connect up to here. Take a look at the front. Here we get our fast USB-C port for charging, and here is our connection for charge port here. This is for data, and then this is the fast charging port on the right side. And this is what I like to see is the product parameters. It's a T10 product model. It's a 1280 by 800 screen resolution. It's a 7-inch HD IPS display, which I believe is capacitive touch. Smooth playback of 4K HD video. Looks like it supports high capacity USB, TF card storage. It has 32 gigabytes of ROM and 4 gigs of RAM. And it looks like it has a Snapdragon 64-bit 8-core processor, which is kind of cool to see. We have built-in dual-band WLAN wireless internet access, and we can turn off the screen with one click. So that's probably a tap somewhere on here that would allow you to turn off the screen. And I just get a big kick out of the fact that you can adjust the passenger seat. You can do the backrest up and down, and the seat front and back. Also volume control up and down. You can pause the playback. Looks like it works for -10 degrees Celsius all the way up to 60 degrees Celsius. And again, it's a 12-volt system that it powers this device. All right, in order to install this, what I've done is I've moved the front passenger seat and driver seat all the way forward to give myself plenty of room. And then this back unit is going to come straight off. So this really didn't take a lot of time. I would estimate maybe 15-20 minutes. It's really simple to pull this middle piece out. You just grab it here and pull it, it snaps right off. There's 4 little snapped connectors there. And then this unit actually is quite simple to remove. You just apply a little bit of force, it comes off. Be a little bit gentle because there is a cable toward the bottom on the right side. You'll see here, that is the connector for the old unit. Now again, my car is a 2019 Model 3 and it does not have wireless charging. The connector for the newer models is a little bit larger. Just keep that in mind. So this is a T20 star wrench, and I'm just removing these little screws here in order to open up this cover so I can route the cable all the way up to the top to get it up over to the screen. So once you remove these things, the middle panel just comes straight off. You'll see I grip it on both sides. You don't really need the wedge at all for this. You just grab it on each side. You'll see here, and you pull up a little bit. The connectors are on there. Now you pull up and kind of outwards. It may have changed for some of the newer models, but again, 2018, 2019, probably 2020 as well. This is the connector you remove. Quite simple to take off there, and then you just plug in the additional cable here, and it's quite simple to route the cables here out of the way. And that connector piece at the bottom has enough space anyway, so you don't need to get too carried away tucking away the connectors there. The next thing is, once you route the cable up, you can see I have the connector kind of right up toward the top of the plastic piece there. That's all you need to do really before you snap that piece back in place. And you can see I'm kind of there fishing it out. It needs to rest kind of on the bottom right, just basically right where the old cable connector was. You then apply the screws here once again. And then what you're going to want to do is replace that side panel unit, and that just is going to snap back in place. You are going to want to route that cable over to the right, and you can pull that over. I do that a little bit later to kind of get it out of the way for the passengers. The unit itself is really simple to install. You want to connect it. It's going to power on immediately. You don't need to shut down the power to your car while you install this screen. I did have some issues with this screen not snapping in place all the way. You have to kind of firmly press on it. I would be a little bit gentle because you don't want to destroy the sides of the screen. It is sensitive, obviously, if you apply too much pressure, because you can get some discoloration around the edges of the screen. Thankfully, I didn't have any issues with that myself, but it was a concern as I was pressing it in place, so definitely be careful with that. The cable, if you choose to install this cable for the right passenger seat, you are going to want to route it here in between the seat. And now you can move your seat back and fish this cable into the middle of the seat. You can see right now it's all the way at the front, and you can see here the cable, I am now pushing it in to the middle, and you're going to see a little actuator there, and you're going to want to grab it and then pull it directly through there and get it. There's going to be quite a bit of slack with the cable. It's a large cable. They give you plenty of distance with this cable. It's definitely a lot longer than you really need it to be, but that's a good thing. I'd much rather have it be longer than shorter. Once you pull it through here, you're going to want to then remove the side panels so that you can plug it into the seat. And I was concerned that this might interfere with the power mechanism, or it might reduce the current for the air conditioning or other systems in the car, but thankfully there were no issues. This installs really seamlessly and doesn't affect anything else in the car. I did notice, and I will have to say, that sometimes the AC goes up or down, and I'm not sure, I can't quite predict why it does it, but if you go into your AC settings and just, if you have it on automatic mode, you can bump it from low to medium and then back to low, and it will reduce the fan speed. And that is only when the kids are in the back seat, and it doesn't happen all the time.
but it is a little bit strange to me that sometimes the fan goes higher than what it should be. Now, in the middle of the summer, that's not a bad thing, is to have the fans running faster than they should be. But of course, it's easy to change that. You just toggle it back down to low. You can see pretty straightforward here the orientation with the cable. As I get it in place, you can see the orientation with that cable needs to be such that the pins are kind of located outward inside of the car, toward the person that's sitting in the chair. Once you put that in place, it's not going to really snap. It doesn't snap in place. It just kind of rests there, and then you're going to have to screw in that T20 screw once again to put everything in place, and you're pretty much done. Now, it was a little bit tricky getting this screw. There was quite a bit of friction for me, so I did struggle a little bit getting that in, but not a deal breaker by any means. And I will say, especially if you are doing ride shares, this is really nice for the rear passengers to be able to move that seat forward. And even for me as the driver, it's much easier to reach back and toggle the seat forward function than it is to reach all the way over to the seat and use the lever. That is a game changer for me. And the games, they are the best thing for the kids. And I have to leave this by saying that during the month of July, which is almost over, 2024, my discount code TechGeek allows you to get 25% discount on all TLYARD products, and that includes all of the accessories for Model 3 and Model Ys. The newer Model 3s, the Highland Model 3s in particular, have a screen built in, but this is a great refresh option to be able to upgrade your older Model 3 or Model Y, and it gives the passengers in the back a lot of flexibility and a lot of additional capability. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.